Alright everybody, so here's the next video. As I alluded to in my last video, I had an auction purchase that was set to arrive, and it has come. And again, some do's and don'ts. I got this through Harris Auctions, and again, when I do these auctions, I never watch them. I go through the pre-auction, I look for things that are of interest to me that I think I can get a good deal on, and I leave a bid, and lo and behold, I pick this up in that auction. The description on it from Harris was C9 new unrun, and yes, it definitely was unrun, but the issue with these, or the tender that comes with it, is not user-friendly, very easily broken. And I was looking at the pictures, and a lot of the stanchions were broken, so I knew I was going to have to do a repair. So I'll discuss that and what I came up with and how I tackled it. But I also had, you can see on my previous videos, I had a 763 pre-war with the all original Blue Comet set that I ended up selling at a show, and this is the earlier rendition remake of that engine that Lionel made. This one's in black, and mine was gunmetal gray, but that was okay. This one came from the late 90s, and it was item number 6-18056. And it has TMCC rail sounds, and I was actually happy to win it. Now, when I talk about what breaks on these, I'll show you the engine. I got the engine out of the box over here. This one is a unique one. As you can see, it has the solid wheels rather than the simulated spoke. But here's the tender. And this tender, the issues with it, let me get a pointer, is these stanchions all along are made of plastic. And of course, what happens when you grab it wrong? They all snap. This, even though it was brand new, I think they broke it taking it in and out of the box. The other thing that's very fragile on these are these toolboxes. They tend to snap right off, and they were disconnected when I got it, so I ended up gluing those in place. But it was unrun, and it's a TMCC engine, and it made a good match for a set I had bought earlier. As you can see, it's a great smoker. It also has the side chuffing, so smoke comes out of the smoke boxes on the sides. And for another thing Lionel made a remake of course, Hudsons are scale locomotives, which means they're a little bigger than most other of Lionel's stuff. And back in those days, they also made pre-war cars, and then they reissued them. So all the cars in this consist are also die-cast scale cars. So back in the day when they had the Hudsons pulling it, this was one of the sets. It had a Chesapeake and Ohio car, a die-cast B&O hopper, a Pennsylvania die-cast car, the black shell tank car, and a die-cast caboose. So one thing about these engines, because mechanically driven, they're the same as the pre-war cousins. The drive system in these engines was never made for speed. So they're just steady, smooth runners. And we'll go ahead and send it around the track. I don't know if you noticed it, this version of the TMC had a cycling horn, so each time you blow the horn it's a different sound. So here I was running it in conventional mode, any transformer, and a lot of people, and even I run out of practice with this, so what I'm going to start off on the second part of the video is how to add it to a base 3 control box and run it in legacy mode using the phone as my interface. Gives you more features, it's a little easier to use, and we'll do that next. Hey, I'm going to add a little footnote here. As you can see in that little last segment, it went to one section of the track and it had a stutter. This is the first time I was running this engine, and again, this engine was built in the 90s and it's brand new out of the box, so anytime you're buying any of these engines that have been sitting for a long time, you got to service them first. The issue with that was there was a binding from hardened grease that was slowing that down. So I took it apart and lubed it all up, and that issue disappeared. But again, it's the importance of getting stuff serviced before you throw it on a track. So we'll take a little step backwards, as everything I've been doing up to now has been in conventional mode, which means apply power to the track and it starts up. It's manual horn and bell. So now, when you want to run it through your base 3 or base 2, it's basically the same. Base 2, you have to use the remote to program in an engine. Base 3, you can use the app. So the first thing that you need to do is obviously turn on your base 3. I have my base 3 mounted up on a wall over here. And secondly, you need to go to the App Store and get the Lionel Cab 3 app, which is loaded on my phone. Tap the app to open. It always tries to open in Bluetooth, but we're not going to use Bluetooth, so we'll close that. And now over here you have the base 3 tab. You go ahead and hit that, and if it connects to the unit, you will see a green Wi-Fi signal. There's two ways with a Cab 3 to hook it up. You can use your home network, or you can use the built-in network that is actually preloaded on the base 3. I'm on my home network here. So that all being said, to program in an engine, the first thing you do is apply power. So some of the basics on base 3 are these command control systems, even the MTH. The power has to always be on because the system is scanning, looking for your engine. So we're going to go ahead and give power, and as you can see, the light's on, but it didn't do anything, because the first thing these engines do is search for a base 3 command signal. So this time when we gave power, you see there was no sound and it didn't do anything because it's in now it's in command mode. So all the command engines have a program switch where you get to assign an ID number. The older engines, this being one of them, because it's a TMCC, has a program switch, and on this one the switch is up here, and you push it into the program mode, and that allows you to sign a 2-digit identification number. Now, this engine here, I've already assigned the number 53 to it. So if I wanted to, and of course all these engines come preset with a number 1. If you buy it secondhand, you might not know what the assignment is, and all you have to do is the same procedure. Just put it in program mode, go over to your unit, which here we're going to use the app, hit engine, and when you hit engine you get the number pad, and then you type in 53, which will show right there, and hit set. And when you hit the set button, the engine itself will give you a whistle tone. Again, this has already been set, so I'm not going to go through and mess around with it again. So, and once it's set, you go ahead and you turn off the power, and then you go back and put the switch back into run mode. And now when you reapply the power, you will be all set to go. So now you go to your engine portion and you hit the engine, tap the engine thing, and that'll give you your roster of engines that are on your system. And we just did the 53, so we're going to go ahead and tap that one, and that brings that up. Now, because this is already in the system, I don't have to reprogram everything, but down on the bottom of the app you have the engine setup, so you can tap that, and that opens up the screen. The address, as I told you, was 53. I put in a road name of New York Central, the actual number on the engine. It's a steam engine, it's a TMCC control, and it uses rail sounds. That's all you need to know about that. So we'll go ahead and go back. The other thing that is neat about the Cab 3, it allows you to add your own photos. So as you can tell, I have a picture photo of the engine there. If you wanted to change the photo or add, because they'll give you a stock picture of an engine, but you can just double tap the engine picture, and that opens up the camera on your phone, and you can take a new picture or whatever you want it to be, and it allows you to self-crop it to fit in that area. So we're not going to do that again. We're going to hit cancel, and we're here ready to start off our session. One other thing about this engine here is, yes, for the rail sounds you need to install a 9-volt battery. That way when the power goes off, the sound will continue to play. In conventional mode, this is the volume control for the engine, and this switch here turns on and off the sound completely. The good thing about running it with the Base 3 system is you can actually control the volume from your remote. So track power is on, and you can come over here now and you can turn on the engine by hitting the power button, which is this one here. If you want it to whistle, you can pull down the whistle, and the longer you hold the whistle, the longer it will whistle. This is the bell. To turn off the bell, you hit it again. So I guess this controls the volume. You can turn on and off the smoke. Some of the smoke units are staged, so you can have it a lot of smoke or a little smoke. This would be for sides. This is just the steam release button. And you also can control the couplers. So now, to run it, this is your throttle control. So you hit the direction button, that'll stop it, and now the next time you apply throttle, it'll go backwards. Also, this engine does have directional lighting. As you can see, the tender light is now on. And then I'll hit the direction button again, and you'll see that that light goes out. And we'll now go forward. And that's all there is. And then you have your shutdown sequence simply by hitting the power button again. So, I think because of the broken stanchions, I ended up getting a really good deal on this, because I think people noticed that in the pictures of it. So, believe it or not, delivered to the home, this was $375. So I thought it was a good deal to get another Hudson in the fleet, and I never had this tender before. Oh, I'll follow up on the tender thing while we're here. So. Those are the railings. They're light plastic and no bueno for strength. So I removed all of the plastic ones, and there are 12 stanchions on this engine, and as you can see, they're two different heights, and out of the 12 I only had 4 that were not broken. So how I overcame that is I went online, and these are the stanchions for the locomotive. I bought 14 of these, and what I ended up doing is using wire insulation and forced the stanchion threads into the wire insulation, and also extended it to equal that height or match the original height. And with this inside, it made the wire insulation thick enough that it still fit in the holes and would grab. So I now have metal stanchions. I don't have to worry about that breaking anymore. And that's how I'm going to run it. So, and of course, you really have no other alternative, because this is one of the pieces that Lionel no longer makes. So you have to kind of come up with your own inventive way on how to make new stanchions. That the method I just explained is what I used. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. For those who are interested in the Hudsons and have this tender, I hope I shared some information that was useful to you, that maybe you can repair your own. So with that being said, it's time to get back to the layout build, and I'm going to start doing the landscaping and working my way toward the front of the layout. Have a good day.